Good, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, and welcome to the Amateur Otaku podcast. I'm your host tonight, Isaac Wolf, and joining me today is Didge. How's it going, man?
It's going well. It's a nice chilly day here in Wisconsin, so staying warm.
Yeah, it's winter at your place.
Yup,
Uh,
very
oh,
much so.
that's nice. It's winter here too.
It is nice.
Oh, yes, winter. And we're also joined by Jamie. How's it going, Jamie?
I'm doing well. It is also winter over here. I woke up this
Nice.
morning and it was like, looked like it maybe could snow. I'm like, no, they said snow tomorrow, and it's been coming down all day.
It's been snowing
Nice.
here too.
It's been coming
Nice.
down all day.
Nice.
Yeah, yep, wintry
That's
weather.
good. But it's good in general with you. Well, here it's chaos as per usual, but it's good. And it's also snowing like from time to time. Now it's sort of like calming down. It was snowstorms for about a week or so,
Mm.
but yeah, it it happens. It happens. But anyway, as the title suggests, we thought about talking about the three first episode of the last. It was the current season. Sorry, I'm bad. Of Jujutsu Kaisen season 3, as it recently started. They had a preview season of the first two episodes back in, I think it was November of last year. The fact that 2025 is last year feels a bit. It still feels weird. Not gonna lie, but um, they also had a re-release of some last week, and then we have the third one releasing this week as of this recording. I say as of this recording because I don't know when I'm gonna release this video. But anywho, and I was thinking that maybe we should start with Jamie since she's the anime only here of what you think of what you've seen so far.
I was telling Didge a little about my watching experience, and I didn't do a recap or anything, so jumping into the season, I was like, wait, where are we? What are we doing? Why are we doing this? Like, it's chaos everywhere. And I was slowly remembering, like, oh, yeah, last season they kind of left off with, Gojo's been trapped in the box, and you just kind of have to fend for himself in Tokyo, is it Shibuya? In Shibuya,
Yeah, Shibuya.
there's monsters everywhere, and it's they definitely start in the thick of things. I'll say for sure. There's no like warm up, like, hey, remember this happened last season? Like, no, like we're just picking up where we left off, which I do respect to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
I was also happy to see Yuta interacting with Yuji. Because Yuta, I like much more than Yuji. Not that I don't like Yuji, but Yuta feels like
Oh yeah,
like character to me. So I like him way more. I like kind of what's going on with the story in the culling game, which anime only. I know not a lot about it. It feels and maybe this is just because of like the last time I watched Jujutsu Kaisen was a long time ago, so maybe I'm forgetting the context. But this feels kind of random to just suddenly like, yeah, we're gonna have a culling game to see like who's gonna be the like headmaster of the Zennin family, I think it is.
yeah.
I guess not random in the because it does make sense, like, oh, there's warring factions that want to gain control, but just random in the sense that like we had this huge conflict in Shibuya, Gojo got captured, freaking Novara may or may not be dead. I'm crossing my fingers for Novara. She may or may not be dead. But a lot went down, and then all of a sudden it's like we're gonna put that to the side for a minute and do like this culling game. So I don't know. Very interesting. I was not didn't know that the third episode came out on Thursday. I would have watched that too. But
Yeah.
I'm curious, I guess, how things are going to either tie together with what we saw last season or if it's going to be like a separate thing.
It's funny that you mentioned about the no recap because I was at the preview event in November, and they actually had like a 10 minutes cut recap of just the Shibuya incident. That was actually well cut together. I'm surprised that they didn't have that episode, but then again, you could just go back and have a recap on your own. So
Yeah, that would have been helpful for me.
I will say to a lot of your questions at the end of that, episode 3 kind of answers what the culling game has to. It sort of gives you the overarching what the culling game is for and how it's going to impact the rest of the season.
Okay.
I can recommend you to pause the episode quite a lot.
I was pausing toward the end of the second episode when they said, like, okay, we're going to do the culling game. And then it listed out the rules. I was like, oh, wait, pause.
No.
I'm like, let me read it.
Well, there will be a lot of more there is a lot more rule dumps in the third episode. So be prepared to pause. Be prepared to pause if you want to read.
It's actually interesting that they went that route to give the rules, which is like, sure, it works where it's like you don't have to fully go out and explain, like even with the ones in episode 2. But it is interesting to me that they were just like in the middle of while you're sort of talking and hearing the people, like hearing the characters talk about the game. It's just like, hey, in the background, here's the rules. Now, obviously that's kind of how it was in the manga too, but manga's a written thing, or so you're reading it. You're already in the expectation that you're gonna have to read these extra parts. Whereas with the episode, you would have kind of thought like maybe it would have come up in dialogue or whatever, but it worked.
Yeah, maybe it was because of they want to have it more. I wouldn't say fast paced. With they don't want to stop the upcoming episodes with some the next rules. But maybe there's that. But Didge, what about you? What do you think of the first 3 episodes of this? Wait, before that, Jamie, were you done?
Yep, that was it.
The double check. Okay, Didge, what are your thoughts of the first 3 episodes of season 3, so to speak?
I enjoyed them. I think it is coming back very strong. To be fair, I think you can say that about a lot of these winter anime. This season started off pretty strong across the board. Mm-hmm. But just speaking to Jujutsu Kaisen specifically, this is probably my favorite arc of the story. So I've been really excited to see how they're going to adapt it. And like I said just a few seconds ago, I thought it was interesting how they did the rules, but that's not a huge part of the story. Like, it's not something that you need to continuously go back for. So like just getting it out of the way that they did actually works. Like, I love the way that they already animated a lot of the stuff that started off this arc, and I'm just excited to see where we're gonna go. Like, there are some good fights coming up, and I really hope that they put some good money towards that animation.
I mean, with how the animation is already, I mean, this.
Yeah, I have high hopes. It's not like I'm like, oh my god, they might screw it. Like, they're already like, yeah, we're doing well.
Maybe the extra time for season 3 was a good thing then. Let's hope the animators was allowed to eat and sleep and meet their families, because some of the animation was just Jesus Christ, especially with the Chainsaw Man anime on top of it all, released last year. So, but but I have to be with you about it was a great way to introduce it, but I can't remember. I remember when you read the manga and you saw Yuta was about to assassinate Yuiji. We are talking about the first 3 episodes, so we can do spoilers for those episodes. I feel it's not like we are doing a spoiler-free review, but even then it's not that big of a spoiler. But I don't know how it was for you, Didge, but I remember just, wait, Yuta is killing Yuji? Why? He would never do that to someone like in Yuji's position. position, considering what his life experience, what happened in JK0, then, well, what was the twist, so to speak? And I mean, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Oh my god.
What?
What was that sound? So for me with that, because I had caught, like, I was catching up to the manga, I didn't have time to really sit in with that twist. It, it happened, and then I was binge reading it because I'm trying to catch up. So I just immediately went on to the next thing. And so for me, the way that they did it with the anime drop, like, releasing the 2 episodes at once, that was kind of like the same reaction I had. And in a sense, I get why they wanted to do 2 episodes at once. I kind of wish they would have dropped it where, like, people would have been forced to sit with it. Like, the expectation of that, and like I can only imagine the like the mind fuck of it all, like, what is going on here, would have been interesting to sit with. And like I said, obviously the first time of my own fault, because I wasn't caught up with the manga or anything, I kind of had to barrel through it. It would have been nice to try to at least see how it would have felt from an anime aspect.
Yeah, I can agree on that. I remember rewatching the episodes for this podcast episode, and when I saw where they was ending the first episode, I missed. My sister would have been pissed off if they didn't have the second episodes already.
And I feel like a lot of people would have, and I think that's what would have made it interesting, just to sort of to see the discussion from a lot of people, and especially as a person who read the manga, and like for a group of people who have, it would have been interesting to watch them sort of, like I said, sit with it.
Yeah. What about you, Jamie? When you saw the whole, Yuta about to assassinate Yuji and all that, yes. And I have to say, before you start about that, the introduction of how they let them introduce Yuta to Yuji, I think they made it perfect. With the whole, they made a big deal about it with creepy and all. But Jamie, go on. I want to hear your thoughts about the whole fights or whatever, and what do you think your reaction would have been if you had only seen the first episode, so to speak?
You are
muted. You're muted.
My bad. I was definitely confused as to what was happening as I was sharing, and I was like, wait, did something happen right before the season ended where they met and like it was bad blood from the jump, or what happened? I don't know. And then when Yuta assumingly like kills Yuji, I was like, is that going to release Sukuna? Like, is Sukuna going to take over Yuji's body now? Or like, how does this play out? I was very much, I bought into Yuta's plan of, we killed Yuji. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Bought into that completely. So yeah, no, and without the second episode and just having to sit with it, I definitely would have been thinking like, oh, next week Sukuna's gonna like take over Yuji's body, and then Yuta's gonna have to fight Sukuna, or like, I don't know, like just start the season off really, really crazy. But, obviously that stuff didn't happen. I wasn't necessarily shocked that he stabbed Yuji though. Because I felt like things were gonna like work themselves out anyway. Because like you start the season killing him is not something that nobody's never done. I've seen that happen before, but it would have felt weird for JJK. So like, there's got to be like something to this, I think. But it was definitely shocking. It was definitely shocking.
And I have to say, they did you have problem with women yoke perfectly with the youth when Gojo came there and asked him for help. Mm-hmm. I mean, having the socially awkward youth actually being able to make a yoke and all. They made it. I remember when we was in the preview and people started laughing about it, and it was a bit fun. But I have I have to ask. Then did they show the panel when Sukuna did a reaction from the manga? I can't recall that. There is a reaction panel of Sukuna when Yuta is stabbing Yuji, and he's just, "Oh, what is this?" Do you remember if that's in the anime?
I don't remember seeing it. I'm trying. I guess let me look real quick. I could easily.
So,
that is a good question. Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll check real quick and then get back to you.
Because that, I mean, if they did cut that, it could be just. It could have been a good sort of like add-on for the whole what Jamie talked about with anime only. Do you remember if that was there was something shown off with Sukuna Jamie? Because I was thinking about it, maybe that could have been as an add-on to just whole let the anime only discuss if Sukuna would take over or not, so to speak.
No, yeah, there wasn't anything with Sukuna that I remember seeing yet, at least. I was kind of I thought it was interesting that I guess Yuji's wounds had healed, so that did tell me like, oh, he's been there for a while. He's been there for a long time. So yeah, but nothing, no real indication that I should have believed that like, oh, Sukuna's gonna show up or whatever. But then that was like, what's the word? Because it wasn't there, I'm like, oh, so they're not trying to give me a red herring. So clearly it's a sign. It's a sign.
At the end of the first episode, it wasn't. It just sort of, when he stabs Yuji, it goes to black. But at the beginning of the second episode, where they obviously re-show the stab, him saying, "I'm sorry," you do get, not necessarily, you don't see Sukuna's face or anything, but he it has the like he makes the sound effect, and you see his realm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's essentially the reaction.
Okay, but Yuji, why? Sort of like disappointed in him. So, and I don't know who since Jamie talked about the whole first, I was going to you. How do you think they handle the parent reveal for Yuji, and what were your first reaction to it? All things considered, I was thinking about the whole how the parent that Shoso talked about.
I mean, it was interesting. Obviously, I like that I didn't sit too long with it, I guess is the way I should say it. Like, it didn't necessarily need to be a full-on, like, super reveal, or we're sitting in this forever. Like, I like that it was just a long, like, one of the things to point out in the story, and they just kept it moving. So I was happy with that. I didn't need this to be a drawn-out thing, just like it wasn't really in the manga.
Yeah.
So it would have been interesting if we would have went that much more deeper with, like, there are bigger things to talk about right now.
Yeah. Jamie, what were your thoughts about the reveal, and do you have any theories of what that could mean? I mean, I'm asking the add-on because, well, you're an anime only.
The reveal of whose parents? I'm trying to think.
Yuichi's, specifically the mom. Considering what Shoso talked about, he tells him your father is has to have had the stitches on his forehead, but no, it ended up being that his mom had the stitches on his forehead, and all that. Yes, proving who his mother truly was, and all.
This was in episode 2.
Yes, it was in episode.
It might have been actually. Yeah, it wasn't 2.
Yeah.
I guess my thoughts are I should rewatch that part.
Yeah, it was granted this is all it was splicing back between that and Choso's fight. So it was like a lot was happening. Which is again why I said I'm glad they didn't go too much. There's a lot going on because now obviously he's waking up from Yuta like essentially bringing him back to life. So we have to figure out that like what was your play here, Yuta? And then obviously we're also going back to Choso's fight. So I'm just like, show that, get people thinking, get people discussing. But you already have two big things going on in this episode. We don't need a huge third C plot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I was just, I remember people was just confused. But, oh shit, when the manga came out and people started theorizing. And that's why I'm asking Jamie right now, since we know the context of the doll. I mean, and what's going to happen about it. I'm just curious of Jamie since she's anime only.
No, I have no thoughts right now. Head very much empty. I have to go back and look because I'm also, y'all know I'm bad with character names and stuff, and it's been a minute since I watched JJK, so I have to look and see who would make sense. I don't know. Yeah. Definitely flew over my head.
I'm gonna see if I can find a good picture of her anime wise. So last time I showed something from the manga, they no comment about that. But let's see here. And random fact before we continue about that. I don't know. What are your thoughts about the whole ordeal of they showed the Hakari in the trailer. They introduced him, and but instead of having the purple pink hair as he has in the color spread, he ends up being, what was that? But anyway, he has blonde hair in the anime. Why do you think that's the case?
Probably just a choice. I feel like it's not the first time that we've seen a hair color change, or just there have been times eye colors have changed. I don't think that there was any like specific rhyme or reason. I think they probably just made a different choice.
Fair enough. I'm talking about this woman that they showed off. This is his dad, obviously, but this is the mom. Just out of context.
Oh, wasn't there? There was like a scene in season 2 where they had that, right?
No, this is for this season. They had that before Yuichi woke up.
Interesting.
But shows that talked about your father should have stitches on forehead, but it turns out. Anywho. So, but I will go back to Didge and ask: is anything that stuck out to you for these first 3 episodes? It could be some animation detail, a choice of scene that they fix and approach, something like that, or is just something.
Like I said, I think overall I like the way that the art is looking this anime, like this season. Obviously it's not drastically different than the previous seasons, but it does feel a little bit more refined, and I think I like the way that it looks. Like it's funny enough that I say it feels a little bit more refined, but it also feels a little bit like it has more imperfections, and I think that's sort of the refinement. Like it doesn't feel like it's as digitized is probably the best way to put it. Like it feels more hand drawn, even though it's still probably not. But I like the way that they're doing that.
Well, and then there is also the referenced all the famous paintings in the intros, I would say, which is a nice touch and all. And but Jamie, what about you? Is there anything that sticks out to you, so to speak?
Art direction wise, or just in general?
Just in general, is there anything that sticks out?
I feel like there's definitely a lot more going on, especially in the plot department, which I personally like. I don't think Jujutsu Kaisen is like purely a fight anime, but I do think that's a lot of the appeal of it. And I guess I personally haven't been super locked into the story until probably like the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero movie. But I'm looking forward to seeing like how they kind of dive deeper into that, because in season 2, for the first core, we're seeing like a young Gojo and is it Shoto?
Shoso,
Shoso. And
if you're talking about the brother, that is.
the guy with the scar across his forehead.
He's the one that's calling him his little brother. Are you talking about him?
The guy that locked him into the box.
That one. It's Kenyaku. That's Kenyaku, the one that's Getter, but looks like Getter, but has the scar on the forehead. That's Kenyaku.
Oh wait, maybe I was talking about Geto. But in any case, I like that first core a lot, and like getting to know those characters a little bit better, and not just have like, I guess, trying to get information in between punches and kicks and super attacks and all the things. So that second part of the season wasn't as satisfying for me, even though like they definitely bumped up the theatrics. That was where the Shibuya incident happened. And like where kind of everything has transpired leading into this season, as far as like, the I was gonna say Soul Society, the like, the society of the Jujutsu sorcerers. It's like all out of sorts, so they're trying to figure things out. So I'm looking forward to seeing, I guess, more from a story department there. And then I also agree with Didge that I think the animation does look really good this season, and does have like a bit of a rough edge to it, but in a not like in a messy way, but very like an energetic kind of way. So I really dig that too. And yeah, curious to see how this works out. It is making me think of, because I watched Yu Yu Hakusho not too long ago, and then even before then,
that's a classic.
It is a classic. There's like so many different anime that have like this tournament arc or something. Well, older anime more so than the newer anime. So it's kind of making me think they're kind of like going back to the roots a little bit. So it could end up. I see why it could be Didge's favorite arc, because usually the tournament arcs, that's something everybody looks forward to. So we'll see.
And Shonen rather recently, it feels like it's not as common with tournament arcs, honestly. If my memory at least of the Shonen side, right? Just curious. Are you talking about this guy? Or are you?
Yes.
Or okay, that's Kenyaku. Shoso for the record is now. Let's take up that one. This is Shoso.
Gotcha.
So, okay, but yeah, for me personally, when it comes to something that sticks out is, Naoya, who's fighting Shoso right now that ended up fighting Naoya. His abilities is meant to be, well, without going into too many details, attacking in 25 or 24 frames per second, And the detail they have done is that they animate him in 24 frames per second. Just as another sort of like a detailed stuff, which I feel is well, just such a nice detail. If we are adding on top of what you guys said, as what what else that can be said? But
Yeah.
do we know how? Wait, what's you gonna say, Jamie?
I was gonna say it kind of made me laugh a little bit when he was talking about like, oh, I can see things in like 24 frames a second, because I thought to myself like, oh, I wonder if they animated him in 24. But usually a lot of anime is already at 24, so it's like, was there really a difference?
I thought about that too, and I was like, you know what? Because obviously, I
didn't want to think about it too much.
I was like, I don't need to go this far into it. Whatever.
Yeah. But
I see what they're saying. I'm like,
yeah.
That's funny. But is there anything that you have you think you have missed that you want to talk about this? And is there anything particular that you are looking forward to, be it what happened in the next episode or, well, future in the season? When it comes to did try to hint of what you're looking forward to without spoiling too much? And Jamie,
I can say it's very easy. I mean, like I said, the fact that this is my favorite arc, you know, I am looking for some of the fights that I really want to see, you know, be animated and stuff like that. Like I don't necessarily need to go into full detail about it or anything. It is this is a very fight heavy arc, and while a lot of the anime that I do watch more recently have actually been more story driven than fight driven, this one, because it's so fight driven, especially this arc, it takes me back to the anime that I was watching when I was younger, where a lot of those anime were very much fight driven. So
yeah,
I'm just looking forward to that.
Yeah, Jamie, is there anything you hope to see?
You know, I'm always wishing Nobara makes a comeback. You know, maybe that can be an anime only thing. Yeah.
Our lips are sealed.
It's just sad. But outside of that, I don't know. I guess I'm just not even necessarily like, this is what I want to see, but I'm just looking forward to seeing more of Yuta and him being able to interact with the main cast, because I really do like Yuta as a character, and I think he's like what he's been through, and also his powers are interesting, and also made me think, I'm like, maybe I should get a recap of what's going on with him, because I know, but at the same time, like, do I know? But yeah, there's definitely more details, like, you know, things that I missed in the second episode that I have to go back and check out. So they are starting to step it up here with the story and kind of driving it. So I'm looking forward to that. And you know, I don't mind the fights, even though I'm not like a fighting anime only kind of person. But you know, I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, so clearly, you know, I like to see some fights. So definitely more Yuta, some fights, a little story. Can't go wrong.
Yeah, and what I'm looking forward to most, well, it's fun enough the next episode, because I want that to have some. Well, that arc in particular, that fight in particular, has a bit of a problem where they send out one of the chapters half finished, and unfortunately, and they have yet to fix that on Manga Plus. I can't recall if they do have that in the finished volume, but so fixed one. But I just it's sort of like I see a redemption of that fight, so to speak. It was very, dare I say, what's the word? Satisfying to watch in many ways, because of how I don't like certain characters. But I digress. But
I get you.
But well, with that said, Didge, where can people find you? And all that. Yes. Do you have any projects going on?
You can find me at DidgeD everywhere. That it's the same in all locations. Check me out on Twitch, where I will be streaming. I actually don't know what my next major stream game will be. So as of right now, it's just been little one-off streams of different various games that I can easily jump in and out of. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see what my next major game is. And stay tuned on YouTube, where I'm just putting out different demos and whatnot, and we'll go from there.
Nice. Jamie?
Yeah, you guys can find me at swiper_prime. I'm getting back on the saddles, streaming a little bit more. We played Peak on Wednesday, and that was really fun. Mike has since he got the game, and he was asking.
Did Mike get a game?
He did. So he was asking like, "Oh, should I just download this now, or like what's going on?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "We could probably play again soon." So
yeah, I'm gonna download the I download the mod so that way we could get a larger group. I gotta see if the person hosting it is the only one who needs it or what.
Okay. Yeah, that was my question.
I'm all in to join in on another Peak session. Just give me a heads up as to when.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, playing a bit of Peak. I do want to get back to Ghost of Yotei and Metaphor, so we're gonna try and get that ball rolling as well. And then on the video essay side, trying to get back to a script that I wrote actually in I think it was 2023. It's been a long time, so need to refresh it a bit. And we'll get things rolling with that too. So yeah, lots going on. It's a new year. Same old me.
That's nice. And well, you can find me here at the Amateur Otaku Pod, and you can find me over at my personal YouTube channel and a stream, Swedish Emblem, in the streaming side, and we are, as of right now, streaming Path of Radiance, the first Fire Emblem game with Ike as the blue-haired sword, one of the blue-haired swordsmen that you can find in Super Smash Brothers. If you have played this game, you probably know it. I'm so glad that it came to NSO because literally, if you want to get a copy of that game now, just the disc alone costs an arm and a leg, literally. So it's one of the rarest GameCube games with, or at least one of the most expensive one in eBay. So sure, I would have loved to re-download it, buy it, sort of like that, but and then that was an access for people that want, but I take what I can get. So, and finishing up Pokemon CA, and right now it's the last episode is coming out on Wednesday as of next week. And Persona 5 Royal is back on the menu on Friday. So where's that? And we shall see how long that will take. Probably gonna be done with that in when the year is over, knowing how long that game is. But anywho, well, with that said, if you like what you heard, please like and subscribe and hit the bell, and have an awesome day, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Peace out.